Our series, School Matters, features extended stories and investigations on education. And today, we're looking at a lawsuit winding its way through the federal appeals process that questions whether access to literacy is a constitutional right. A federal judge in Michigan recently ruled it wasn't when he dismissed a 2016 case. That case claimed students in some of Detroit's lowest performing schools were denied access to literacy due to poor management, discrimination, and underfunding. CBS This Morning Saturday co-host Michelle Miller shows us how students and teachers are fighting for the rights of all students. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. For years, the Detroit public schools were under control of emergency managers who were trying to lift the district out of debt. But this case has drawn national attention because of its wide-ranging implications, possibly leading to federal changes to the education system.
Everybody ready?
There is no escaping the alarming fact that performance at many Detroit public schools is sagging.
I've often had conversations with my students. They would say, you know, we feel like people don't care about us. We have a book where Bill Clinton is the president. And it was actually the same book I used when I was in middle school.
You're kidding.
No.
Although now relocated to another Detroit school, Rodney Fresh used to teach at one of the schools named in a class action lawsuit, which accuses the state of systemic, persistent, and deliberate failure to deliver instruction and tools essential for access to literacy, which serve almost exclusively low-income children of color.
It wasn't just like one or two students.
How many students are we talking?
40 to 50 students that read anywhere between the first grade and sixth grade level and the 10th or 12th grade.
You welcome this lawsuit?
Yes.
Superintendent of Detroit Public Schools Nikolai Vitti, who was appointed just last year, is attempting an overhaul.
You really believe that children in this district were used as political pawns?
Walking into a system that was not run appropriately gives me evidence that decisions were made not in the best interest of children.
But you've gone one step farther. You said that the policies in place were racist.
I have, and they are, because the governance system that existed in Detroit would never, ever have been acceptable in any suburban district in this country, anywhere.
Government figures suggest Detroit children are falling behind. Only 5% of the city's fourth grade students can read at or above a proficient level. For Detroit's eighth graders, that number rises to only 7%.
How does this happen? I mean, students are saying that they were denied their basic constitutional rights.
A student in kindergarten, for example, wasn't even exposed to kindergarten standards, so we're setting children up for failure.
Jamarie Hall says he was one of those children set up to fail, one of the original members of the plaintiff class.
Coming from Detroit, they always say 9 times out of 10, you're barely going to graduate high school, you're going to end up in jail, things of that nature. So I just don't want to be a statistic.
Hall now lives in Tallahassee, attending community college in hopes of getting into Florida A&M University.
Just how far behind are you?
It makes me almost feel like I'm dumb sometimes, or I'm not as smart as I need to be. But yeah, I know it's not my fault. I know it's just the school system that I came from.
Do you know what reading level you're reading at now?
I'm probably just getting to about a junior or senior in high school.
So when you think about the possibilities out there, do you feel cheated?
Yes, always. Like we're 10 steps behind, like we're always trying to catch up.
I mean, if this case goes all the way to the Supreme Court and it's struck down, or it's not even heard, what then?
At least we tried. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do, is say that I tried.
We reached out to both the Michigan Governor Rick Snyder and the state's Board of Education for an interview request and comment. They told us they could not comment on pending litigation. John?
10 steps behind, always trying to catch up. Thank you, Michelle.